All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Luppigus show. In this episode, we're stepping across enemy lines. We are bringing on the Pack Daddy NFL YouTube channel hosted by Ryan. We're going to bring him in, pick his brain a little bit as far as what's going on with these Aaron Rodgers chatter. I was going to bust out an episode on this myself, but why not actually go to the source? Let's see what Packerland has to say about the subject, and let's see if we think Aaron Rodgers is going to be back in green and gold next year. All right. Anyone with an internet connection or a TV in their house or pretty much anything possible has heard the rumblings about Aaron Rodgers and his post-game press conference. And as Vikings fans, clearly we have a little bit of a piqued interest in this subject. So the big question is, obviously, is this just blown out of proportion? Is there actually some substance to these crazy thoughts of Aaron Rodgers possibly leaving the Packers? Who better to give us some insight than Ryan from Pack Daddy NFL? I could try to make up things. I could try to put an episode together, but I have a little bit of a biased opinion. Ryan from Pack Daddy NFL, I think he's gonna have a little bit better insight to this matter. So Ryan, I appreciate you hopping on. Welcome to the One Bar in Luppigus show.
Well, thank you for having me. And it is your Viking fan buddy over there. What's his name from Pro Football, whatever. He's the one that causes all these problems at Florio. That guy is the biggest piece of garbage, no offense, ever. Every year. So let me just tell you how this works. Every year.
Love it. I love it.
Packers season ends, right? And I thought it would take at least like 2 weeks, but apparently Florio had one just ready to go. Within hours of the season ending, we have to start Aaron Rodgers controversy. This is now 3 years in a row. We have some kind of big Aaron Rodgers, he's got an attitude. He doesn't get along with his coaches. He wants to get a trade, all this stuff. It's fake. It's all just fake. I wish I could bring you guys some better news that he's leaving and he hates Green Bay and he hates his teammates and his coaches and he wants out. I'm sorry to tell you, it's just not true. And there was a part of me that was a little bit worried, but fortunately the CEO, the owner, whatever, came out and he's like, that would be stupid to get rid of Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers came out and said Florio, without saying his name, but he's talking about Florio, is stupid. So there's nothing here, man. It's a whole lot of nothing. I know Jordan Love's sitting there, but it's the freaking league MVP. He's not going anywhere.
Well, and that is exactly why I brought you on. and I love it. And you don't have to apologize for Florio. Even Vikings fans are I think, you know what? I think it's run its course, Mr. Florio. I think he's out there for the clicks, and you know what? Damn it, he gets them. But
he's good at it.
You're right.
He's very good.
Your Packers CEO did pretty much come out and say, I don't have the quote in front of me, but basically it would be stupid. Yeah. Is he the type of guy that blows smoke up their ass? I mean, we've heard, as Vikings fans, we're not trading this guy. We're not trading this guy. A week later, they're traded.
Yeah.
Is he a man of his word?
I mean, I think it was the definitive nature of it. You kind of try to listen to like coach speak kind of thing, where they'll kind of leave some outs or whatever. But this was so definitive. It was so swift and so, to just come out and say, again, I forgot the exact terminology, but it was something like, we're not idiots, I think is what he said. And again, even when you look at the context of it, when I listened to what Rodgers said, kind of what everybody's been saying, including Rodgers, is kind of my interpretation of it. Essentially what he said was, this is very sad. He was very depressed about what was going on because they just lost a really important football game again. Rodgers knows his time is running out. And he says, and the other thing that was upsetting about it is some of these guys aren't going to be here next year. So then a little thing clicks in his head and he's like, oh crap, that sounds a little kind of douchey. Like some of these guys aren't going to be here next year. And he says, including me. And that was it. That was the whole thing. And we got to just like act like everybody has this deep, like everything means so much. It's like, no, dude, the guy's just saying stuff. He doesn't know what he's saying. If you ask him a question, he just says some stuff. And then we got to make these big deals out of everything. This is hilarious. So it's done, right? It's completely done. Rob Domofsky, who's a Packers guy for ESPN, says this: 2 days after Aaron Rodgers opened up speculation about his future, he said he has reasons to think he will be back with the Packers. However, he put emphasis on the word think during the appearance on Pat McAfee's show. So we can't stop. Like this is so stupid, but we're still going with it because now he said think kind of weird, and we got to make a big story out of that.
Well, you realize as Vikings fans, I mean, we don't have much to look forward to, especially after this past season, but get some mild entertainment out of this. That you guys at least have to deal with this BS,
Well,
where your top quarterback is also not wanting to be there.
Well, and it's pretty obvious why. Obviously, Packer fans are extremely sensitive about Aaron Rodgers. Otherwise, it wouldn't. If it didn't evoke this kind of emotion, they wouldn't be doing it. But they know talk about Aaron Rodgers, and Packer fans are going to get all hissy about it, and we're going to get all mad and get on Twitter and say all kinds of stuff, and they're going to make a bunch of money. So I'll give you that little caveat. We are a bunch of whiny, petulant children over here on the Packers side of things.
All right. Well, I got to ask: is there any possible way that you're just green and gold heart is getting in the way and getting defensive, or are you just 100% sold? This is just not.
I mean, it's not even like I'm actually kind of on the train of. I mean, we all know he's going to be gone soon. It's a matter of, is it 2022 or 2023? There's a small chance that he gets like an extension and he becomes Tom Brady, but I don't think anyone even expects that. So it's, I mean, 2022 seems kind of reasonable. So it's not like, no, he's going to be here forever. Just nothing really makes sense. We know Jordan Love isn't even the number 2 quarterback. He's the number 3. He didn't even win out the job over Boyle, who's the backup. So he's got a long way to go. Again, Aaron Rodgers absolutely killed it this year. And it doesn't really make any sense from a cap perspective because it doesn't really save any money. I mean, I think it saves about $5 million. So the only benefit to it would be that you get some picks out of it. But what are you going to do with those picks? Get a wide receiver to give to our number 3 quarterback to get us to 6 and 10? That's stupid. We're not getting rid of here. It just doesn't make any sense.
Well, and I mean, honestly, as a Vikings fan, I'm kind of torn, even the chatter about it, because do I hate watching the Vikings play him twice a year? Absolutely. Mostly because he mildly owns the Vikings. But I also kind of love it at the same time. I mean, it's the same thing when we used to play Favre. There's something big about beating one of these guys. And this year, that was our saving grace. That was the only thing we had going for us. We beat the Packers once. So the thought of him gone, I actually don't like that. I want Rodgers to stay in the NFC North. I mean, I'm on your side. I think this is probably a bunch of BS. But granted, when I was watching it and he said those comments, especially after the game, I mean, I'm sure he was heated, but I did get a little intrigued. It was definitely worth noting. I mean, in your side, why would Aaron Rodgers want to stay? Why wouldn't he want to just try to just go to a team that is just right there?
Well, I mean, what team is right there? It was the Green Bay Packers. There's, and that's a lot of people.
But they can't get over that hump. I mean, like,
well,
I mean, you got me in a box.
Here's
true.
So a couple things. You look at some of the other teams that he could go to, the 49ers. That team is not closer than the Packers are. The Colts, they lost their left tackle. They're going to lose T.Y. Hilton. There's a lot of not great stuff there. Maybe it's a little better, but he's got to learn a whole new system, all this stuff. The big complaint, even Packer fans, some of them are just, they're very depressed and they're whiny, but some of them are like, good, he should leave. He deserves better and all this stuff. He needs a GM that goes out and gets some stuff. This new GM went out and got a ton of guys. This was the number 1 offense in football. And down the stretch, the Packers defense gave up 20 points to, I think, one team down the last 6 or 7 weeks. So the defense was, I mean, obviously they played like garbage in that game, but what else? It's not about we need to go get more people. It's about you had the right team and you guys didn't execute. That's all it was. It's not that you need more players. You got the guys you need. You just have to play better. And Aaron Rodgers is included in that. And I think he knows that. So I know he would love to be in a place like San Francisco, but I believe him when he says he likes it here. He's part owner in the Bucs. He's invested in this city. He's invested in the Packers. He's made great friends with the coaches and with the players. He said he wants to play out his career here, and I believe him.
If he was ever to force his way out, what would the backlash be as far as Packers fans? I mean, would it be the same as Favre when he left, or what?
I think it'd be a lot worse.
Really?
Yeah, I think because Favre, remember, he retired like 3 times. It got to the point where, I mean, there was a split in Packers fans. There was the Jet Favre fans who were on Favre's side, and then there was the other side that was on the Packers side, and I was on that side. I was tired of Favre's whining and complaining. He retired and he cried, and then he came back. He retired again, and he was like, I want to come back, and the Packers said no. And it's like, well, good, that was the right decision. If Favre forces his way out, most Packer fans are going to say, this is your fault. You should have done better by Rodgers. It's your fault he's leaving. And they're going to be very, very upset, to the point where some people are going to be rooting for the failure of Jordan Love just to prove how wrong the Packers were. So it's going to be a disaster if he does that.
Wow. All right. Well, once again, we're joined by Pack Daddy NFL. Check him out on YouTube. Not only does he cover the Packers, a lot of draft stuff there, which is fantastic. A lot of draft stuff. So check him out.
Yeah.
And it's always a good idea to keep your eye as close as you can on the enemy as possible. Before I let you go, Ryan, I think I already know the answer. Percentage chance Rodgers is the starting quarterback week 1 next year for the Packers.
Assuming we're not talking about injury, we'll call it 99.8.
Wow. And I got to ask you, is there any part of you that's excited about Jordan Love, or is he not even on your radar right now?
I'm one of the few people that's really excited. I mean, everybody's still mad because they wanted a wide receiver or an impact guy, and they can't get past that. I like him. He's got a lot of stuff to work through. But if you think about Jordan Love, the biggest critiques are he needs to sit. He needs time to sit. He needs to learn from some people. He's got Matt LaFleur, who is, a very good quarterback coach. He's learning under Aaron Rodgers. He's got time to learn all this stuff, and it's a quarterback-friendly system. I mean, if he's going to succeed, it's going to be in Green Bay. Maybe he's going to be trash no matter what, but if he's going to have any chance of being a really good quarterback, it's going to be sitting 2 years on the bench, learning from Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers.
All right. There you have it. Vikings fans, it's 99% chance right from the Pack Daddy's mouth. Even though he didn't want me to call him the Pack Daddy, I did it anyways. Your thoughts of picking off Jordan Love 5 or 6 times next year probably ain't going to happen. And I'm on the same page. So, Ryan, thanks again for joining the show. Hopefully have you on a couple times this offseason, talk some draft, talk some Packers, and we'll be talking soon, man. Appreciate it.